Hi everyone, I'm Sam. I'm sure some of you know my friend Savindi, who is also doing this reading challenge. We both go to the University of Guelph, and we've taken quite a few classes together. And by the way, this is the very first vlog I have ever done, so I am, I guess, understandably nervous, but I'm gonna try my best here. Anyways, a few weeks ago, Savindi told me about this book challenge, and it didn't seem to really right away click my brain that I should do it, which it seems obvious really now. But yeah, so I literally decided about half an hour ago that I'm going to tackle this challenge and give it my all, even if I am fairly busy with school. I'm going to try my best. But yeah, I figure that leisurely reading is probably one of the best stress busters at school and in this type of environment because Savindi and I'm sure some of you both know how much studying and writing at school with deadlines and stuff can kick your ass, basically. So, being in history, I do get to read a lot, but of course, they're textbooks. So, one, we have to read them all with a certain deadline, and secondly, we have to write about them, look for them, research for them, and then discuss them in class. So I've decided that I'm gonna basically try and read a lot more like I used to as a kid. It was actually pretty ridiculous. In school, I'd have like stacks of books on the corner of my desk all set up, ready for me to read when I was done my schoolwork, which may have been bad. And at a it was about a year or so where I just, even in the mall or walking around anywhere, I'd always have a book in my hands. And sometimes my parents would even call me Belle, and Belle from Beauty and the Beast, obviously. So also, I'm looking through my bookshelf here and I'm seeing just how many books that I have left unread. Might be a waste of money, so I definitely should get on them, and I figured this is the perfect opportunity. So, and also, for this fall, the past Christmas, I got this Kobo. So, yeah, I guess I haven't quite used it to its full potential yet. So I guess here's the perfect chance. So I'll be going back and forth between the physical books that I've had some for quite a while. You can tell this one's really beat up, Blade Runner, and the ones like Treasure Island, which I've just started, that I've gotten off of Kobo, which is actually piled up. I have quite a lot, so I'd like to get on those, and this will help me feel more motivated, I guess. And also, I guess it's better than playing this all the time, no matter how fun it can be, right? So, I'll get off that just a little bit. So, yeah, I'm gonna try this book challenge. I'm a little late in the month, but I'll see if I can at least finish a few books and give my thoughts about them. Because once I find when I actually get into a book that I really like and is really well written, I just love it, and I can just, for example, last Friday, Savindi lent me this book, Will Grayson, Will Grayson. I wish I had it right now to awesomely show you in my hand, but I had returned it back to her um, today, actually, and so yeah, I guess I'll start this with my thoughts on Will Grayson, Will Grayson. So, in a nutshell, this probably one of the most entertaining and, I guess, most fun, quirky books I've read in a long time, because I've basically this summer I read a lot of heavier material such as A Song of Ice and Fire by George R. R. Martin, and some of you will know the TV show based on them called A Game of Thrones, which is the name of the first book. So reading heavier, darker material like that, it was a nice change of pace to read something funny, quirky, even if a little heartbreaking at times, but it had one of the most one of the craziest, most fun, and adorable endings of any book I've ever read. And what else to say about it? I for those who have read the book, you know what I'm talking about here. I appreciate Tiny Cooper. Yeah, Yeah, he's not. Okay, sorry. So Will Grayson. It's named as such because it focuses on two teenage high school boys named Will Grayson, and basically it was written as two co-authors wrote this book, and they figured they'd each do a few chapters by themselves and introduce their characters as letters, like from the Will Grayson's point of view, and they decided that the characters would meet about halfway through, and when they actually do, it works seamlessly, and you can see the cogs going in, not as in predictable, but you can kind of figure they've set themselves up for a really great story right from the beginning. And yeah, it's written in such a simplistic style. Like, I read it in a day, which is crazy for me, but for the style of writing, it was so well done, and it touched on so many issues like frustration, sexuality, and friendship, love, all types of. Actually, as Mindy pointed out to me, there was the bromance with Tiny Cooper and Will Grayson number one, heterosexual romance. The first Will Grayson has a love interest named May Not Be Gay Jane, and the second Will Grayson has the other type of love interest, which is the homosexual love interest. I'm not going to give that away, but maybe it's obvious. So yeah, thank you, Savini, for pointing that out for me. I didn't actually think of it that way when I was reading it, but basically when it comes down to it, this book is about love, and it does it so well. It's crude, funny, outlandish, adorable, heartwarming, heartbreaking, and overall I loved it. And again, the ending, even though it ended a bit abruptly and I wanted more, that was a good sign, I guess. So overall, one of the most entertaining, well done books that I have ever read, I gotta say. So next, this is probably cheating too, but I do have most of Dance with Dragons, which is the 5th book of A Song of Ice and Fire series, completed. So I figure I'll finish this. Yeah, it's pretty dense, so maybe a few days to a week, and I'll have this complete, and I can, anyone who wants to watch and listen, my thoughts on it without giving away too many spoilers. And on my Kobo, I've been reading this one really slow, but I'm only a few chapters in, is the classic Treasure Island. And I got this book because one of my history classes, Colonial Latin America, a lot of it was dedicated to pirates. I mean, I actually had to read not a textbook, but like a survey of pirates and discuss that in class. So far in this course, it's the most interesting part. And it also prompted me to watch Muppet Treasure Island, which is amazing, Tim Curry, and that's all I'll say. So I figured, why not just read the classic? And I'm guessing, so Treasure Island and Dance with Dragons will be up next. And looking at what I have after that, I think I read one chapter of this, which Dead in the Family, which is the second last so far in the Sookie Stackhouse series, which has been adapted on HBO under the name of True Blood, which is a guilty pleasure. And so I guess that would be fantasy. I have 2 fantasy, a classic, and I have sci-fi, I guess. I have Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? And all of you know it as the movie Blade Runner, but it's written by Philip K. Dick. I haven't had the pleasure of reading enough of this man's stuff, but he is one of the most interesting writers I've come across. But yeah, I'm excited to reading this. I've had it for too long, it's a bit worn, you can see. And this one I've had more than a year and haven't started. Another one that has been adapted into 2 movies, True Grit. And I adored the movie, both the movies, in different ways. But figure this will be after that if I get to it this month. Very busy month ahead, but I'm going to see what I can do. And what else? I have, on my Kobo, I have a lot of Sherlock Holmes stories. I have a new series to begin Book 1 is called The Gathering Storm, another suggestion from Savindi. What else do I have? I have some works of Edgar Allan Poe, which I might not comment on. I haven't decided yet. I have book number 4 of the Mortal Instruments series, which a lot of people I've talked to call it steampunk, but I don't know if I'd strictly categorize it under that name. It's more like romance, fantasy, action-y, but kind of a guilty pleasure. They're written well, even if it's a bit young, aimed at a younger audience, I mean. But that didn't stop the Hunger Games from being incredible. So this one I'll get to eventually. And what's last? Oh, I have another classic which I read, I think grade 9 or 10, and I figure I was too young at that point to fully appreciate To Kill a Mockingbird. And I adore the movie. Gregory Peck and the actors who play Scout are incredible. It's one of the classics for a reason. So I'll get to that one too, hopefully. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'll get on finishing Dance with Dragons and Treasure Island, and anyone who wants to hear my opinions, I will let you know in due time. Okay, talk to you guys soon.